morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nirenstein, and this is Vehicle Versions. If you missed yesterday's video, we took an exclusive in-depth look at the new McLaren Senna, as well as what was underneath here. By the time I'm filming this, it's currently under embargo, but you guys have seen it already on the channel. We're gonna take a look at what's in store for the day, what crazy reveals they are doing. Let's roll. I have to say, guys, the show hasn't even officially started yet, and this is my favorite auto show by far. They have the most and the coolest reveals of any show that I have ever been to. I mean, the amount of important reveals that are happening today is mind-blowing. The only thing that I don't like so far that I've realized is it's a 2-day show for the media press days, but they do every single one of the reveals on the first day. At other shows I've been to, they space it out in 2 days, so it's not back-to-back conferences. This is gonna be a marathon. First time seeing an AMG GTR in white, and it looks absolutely spectacular, especially with all of the carbon fiber body panels. I am really excited to see the new AMG GT 4-door, as well as behind me, they're about to release the Bmw M8 Concept. Finally, they're gonna create a supercar. Look at this satin blue color on the BMW M3 CS. Incredible. First time sitting inside the new BMW M5. I have to say, these seats are very, very comfortable. I also really like the buttons for the drive mode selection. You can customize these M1 and M2. Look, M dynamic mode pops up on the screen. I absolutely love my E63, but I will admit this M5 is pretty cool. I cannot get enough of this rough CTR3 Club Sport. The color, the styling, unbelievable. This is absolutely gorgeous as well. Check this out, guys. I've seen one Regera before. Christian von Koenigsegg was actually driving it on Fuel Run during Monterey Car Week last year, but I've only seen one in red. This is this insane light blue. I absolutely love the color with exposed blue carbon fiber. Let's take a closer look at this. It is absolutely stunning. Also, white test, if you're watching and this isn't your spec, you need this to match the Agera RS1. That color is just phenomenal, and look at the blue carbon fiber weave. One thing a lot of people don't realize about the Regera is the exhaust is not the center right here. It's actually this vertically oriented Akrapovic exhaust here and to the other side. Absolutely crazy. I am curious, however, this also is a Regera, but it's underneath a cover. Maybe there's something special about it. I guess we'll find out. This is super cool to see here. An R8 V10 engine moving in slow motion attached to the S-Tronic gearbox. And for those of you who are familiar with the R8 engine, would know that it is basically exactly the same as the one in my Lamborghini Huracan. But check out the way this moves. Amazing to see the camshafts rotating, and then just the complexity of that double clutch gearbox. Now, Audi's presentation today is all about the new A6, but I don't want to skip over what they've just created here with the R8 RWS. Now, it doesn't stand for rear wheel steering, it actually stands for rear wheel series. This is a big deal for Audi to ditch Quattro and actually go rear wheel drive, but apparently it is absolutely brilliant behind the wheel. It's over 100 pounds lighter because they've dumped the front drive shaft. It drifts, the steering is much nicer, and a rear wheel drive Audi R8. That's awesome. I like the stripe too.
We took our successful AMG GT racer and added a second row of seats. Following Mercedes-AMG Project One, this car will also become the second ever AMG model with a plug-in hybrid AMG engine like the V8, featuring up to 639 horsepower. Mercedes-AMG GT 4-door.
One of the big hyped up reveals for the Geneva Auto Show was potentially seeing another concept for the new Supra road car. It doesn't appear like they've unveiled that. All we have is the Supra race car concept. Looks super cool, might give us a better idea of what the road car will look like, combining this with stylistic elements from the FT1. Regardless, I can't wait eventually to see these end up hitting the roads. I'm just hoping they give it enough horsepower. Now, a couple years ago, I made a video about the things I hated about the Lykan Hypersport. Now they've come out with their new car, the Fenrir Supersport, I actually quite like the way it looks. And finally, it doesn't have cheesy diamond headlight. It doesn't have any of the build quality issues that the other one did. Do you know what the price is on this thing? A lot.
So don't know.
You were there for the launch in Dubai?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I'm jealous. Just want to reflect on the fact that this Mercedes minivan is covered in velvet. Interesting. Well, we took a look at the light blue Riviera earlier today, but this might be my favorite spec I have ever seen. It looks so nice in white with all this exposed carbon and then wingtips at the end. Awesome. And look, it's got a big trunk. It's relatively practical for a 1600 horsepower car. Of course, when you do take the roof off, it fits right into that slot and, well, then you don't have any storage space. A problem that I am finding, and I'm sure you are too, is there are so many cars, it's like impossible to figure out what to film.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be comments like, I can't believe you didn't film this or that. Trust me, I am trying my hardest, but I could spend a month here gathering content. What's your favorite car you've seen here so far?
I love the Mansory stand.
Yeah, dude, the Mansory stand is crazy. This is ridiculous, guys. Look who I just bumped into.
What's
we
up,
got
guys?
Jay Stratty. We got F-Spot, we got Supercars of London, we got Shmee roaming around. There's literally almost every YouTuber here. This is the Geneva International Auto Show. I guess that's what it's all about. I haven't seen,
yeah, we see each other in Switzerland.
When did I see you?
It's been too long.
It has been a long time.
It's been too long. Is it not BF Engineering?
It might have been, the last time was we were also together.
Three of us.
Yeah. Idiots react to supercharged Lamborghini. It's good to see you, dude.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Finally met F-Spot. Good to meet you, dude. And you freaking whatever. Another cool thing about this auto show is you have smaller manufacturers present cars that you have never heard of. I'm gonna read this so I don't butcher it. The ISO Revolto Vision Gran Turismo, made in partnership with Zagato. Looks pretty wild. If you guys missed my exclusive preview of the McLaren Senna, make sure to watch that. But now I've been given the opportunity to sit in the car. Let's check out the interior. Unbelievable to look at the seats. Inside of the Senna now, these are some of the tightest carbon fiber buckets I have ever been in, but surprisingly, despite the lack of real padding, it does feel kind of comfortable, and you also, oddly enough, have decent visibility out of the back despite that rear wing. But what really shocks me is how low the engine is. Normally, it's more close to eye level or at your nose, but this is sitting way down here in the car for better weight distribution and a lower center of gravity. Let's go ahead and shut the door here. That is a massive carbon fiber door. Now, one of the coolest parts about the Senna is where the ignition control is. Check this out. To turn the Senna on, the start-stop button is up on the ceiling. Same for the lock button and to put it into race mode. That's epic. Got a similar screen configuration here to the 720S. Beautiful carbon fiber paddles. This lovely center mounted screen. What a spectacular place to sit. I can't imagine what driving this would be like. And up here is where you open the door. Behind me is by far the quickest accelerating car of the Geneva Auto Show, and that is the Rimac Concept 2. Get this for statistics. 1,914 horsepower, 2,300 Newton meters of torque, and 0 to 60 in 1.85 seconds. That's obviously in part due to the fact that it is all electric, so it has that instant torque, 2,300 Newton meters of it available at just 0 RPM. Absolutely unbelievable for a car that weighs over 4,100 pounds to accelerate in sub 2 seconds. But it's not just the acceleration statistics that blow my mind. It has 6 different driving modes, one of which is this fully autonomous driver aid for the track called Driving Coach. So let's say you are driving on a racetrack for the first time. It actually shows you on the heads-up display and gives you steering inputs in the steering wheel itself, the proper driving line, and exactly how to drive the car on the track. It's literally like playing a video game, but in real life. Then on the back, we have this awesome adaptive wing that also acts as an air brake, but it's unbelievable. It is also level 5 fully autonomous, and the range on this thing, 650 kilometers of range, 400 miles on a single charge in a hypercar. Look at the interior as well. That brown leather looks awesome. All of the carbon fiber elements, as well as that really nice looking digital display. Some more facts about the Rimac Concept 2. Other modes, we've got race mode, there's even a drift mode, and there's a range mode as well. Now there's 4 different electric motors in the Concept 2, one at each wheel, and that actually allows it for the wheels to spin independently from one another. The car can actually rotate exactly like it's doing now, but not on a spinning turntable, exactly like a tank can. Imagine rotating a car like that. That's awesome. Well, I don't know how to feel about the car that's behind me right now. Obviously, having just taken delivery of the new E63s Amg, what we thought was going to be the fastest sedan from Mercedes with a modern interior, aggressive exterior, I feel a bit like it's an Apple product. I just bought the latest Apple product, and 3 minutes later they've completely outdone it with the AMG GT 4-door. I did not see this coming. They took the successful AMG GT, added 2 more doors for practicality, and now it's got the same 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, except it makes 630 horsepower instead of 603. They wanted to make a 4-door car that actually started life and was created to be an AMG. Obviously with the C63, the E63, and the S63, it starts life as a normal non-AMG model, but cars like the SLS as well as the new AMG GT came from a Falterbach with one purpose in mind, and that is speed and enjoyment. The looks are definitely interesting. Obviously, some extreme similarities in the front from the AMG GT to the 4-door version. When you go to the back, it almost looks like the combination of both a sedan and a wagon, almost like a hybrid between the E63s wagon and a CLS, so to speak. What confuses me a little bit is where does this fit in now with the E63, the CLS 63, and now this kind of felt to me like what the CLS 63 should have been. With the somewhat hatchback style layout, it does have an enormous trunk, significantly larger than the E63 does. This car is officially called the AMG GT 63s, which is definitely a mouthful, but it begs the question, are they going to come out with an AMG GTR 4-door, or potentially a Black Series sedan? That would be ridiculous.
I know your heart has been broken, pieces, pieces, and pieces before.
The interior is extremely interesting in this thing. It's kind of a combination of the new CLS interior, the E63's interior, as well as some similarities of the AMG GT in the center console as well. But it has that massive one-piece screen, the dual 12.3-inch monitors. Very, very luxurious. I'm actually starting to feel slightly less bad about getting the E63 after noticing this fake vent. Why would they do that? I don't understand, Mercedes. So one last thing before I end the vlog. Mercedes announced this new cool program called Mercedes Me Flexperience, and I really think it's a good idea. Essentially, it's a year-long program where every month you get a new Mercedes vehicle. So you just lease the brand for 12 months and you can try out a bunch of different things. They explain when it's wintertime, you could then use the SUV and you basically control it all on your phone. I'm hoping though that there's different levels. Like, can you get the AMG version where it's like, you get the AMG GTR and then the G63, that would be super cool. But a bunch of awesome reveals today. Stay tuned for some awesome reveals tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.